While traditional TV networks are hemorrhaging viewers every single year, there are 20-year-olds with a ring light that are pulling in more viewers than primetime television. Think about that for a second. Billion-dollar studios with massive budgets and decades of experience are getting outperformed by people filming in their bedroom. What does that tell us about where attention is actually going in 2025? I've spent the last decade helping creators build what I call personal media companies, many of which are pulling in more viewers than 90% of TV shows. And here's what most people don't understand. Everyone thinks social media is just scrolling and posting, but the smartest creators, they stopped thinking like content creators years ago. They're thinking like TV networks. You're probably posting randomly, chasing algorithms, wondering why nothing sticks, while others are programming entire shows that people binge watch and wait for. Here's the truth that changes everything about how you approach content. Social media isn't social media anymore. It's personal television. And once you see it that way, everything changes. In 2010, Americans watched TV for over 4 hours a day. We're talking about appointment television where you planned an entire evening around when your shows were on. You rushed home to catch a season finale. But today, that number is in complete free fall. Meanwhile, people are spending 2.5 hours a day on their phones watching social media, and that number keeps climbing every month. We're witnessing the largest migration of human attention in history. Here's what nobody wants to admit. What we call social media isn't really social anymore. It's television with the comment section. Think about how you actually use these platforms. When you're scrolling on TikTok for an hour, you're not being social, you're consuming programming. Instagram stories? That's like appointment viewing. You check the same people every day around the same time. YouTube subscriptions, well, that's your personal TV guide. TikTok's For You page? That's just an AI program director that knows your taste better than any network television executive ever could. Mobile devices are just TVs that fit in your pocket. Same screen time, same passive consumption, same appointment viewing, just turned sideways. The infrastructure of television didn't disappear, it just moved to your phone. And instead of 3 major networks controlling what you watch, there are millions of individual creators, each running their own network, each fighting for the same thing traditional television always fought for: your attention. So while TV executives were frantically panicking about streaming and cord cutting, creators were quietly building television networks. Take Mr. Beast. Everyone sees his crazy stunts, his massive budgets, but what they're really looking at is a media company that produces multiple shows, employs hundreds of people, and generates more revenue than most cable networks. Mr. Beast isn't just a creator, he's the Disney network. Look at MKBHD. He became the definitive tech network for an entire generation. So when Apple launches a new iPhone, they don't just send it to tech blogs anymore. They send it to Marquise because he is the tech media for millions of people. These aren't just accidents. These are people who understood something fundamental. The tools to build a television network are now in everyone's hands. You just have to think like a network. Here's what most creators get completely wrong. They think in post, but networks think in programming. Traditional television figured this out decades ago. The Tonight Show doesn't just randomly interview whoever shows up. They have segments. They have opening monologues. They have celebrity interviews. They have musical guests. People tune in because they know what they're getting. Smart creators figured this out years ago. Gary Vaynerchuk didn't just post random business advice. He originally created Wine Library TV, a reoccurring show format where he reviews wines. Same format, different wine, massive following. Eventually, he transitioned into doing more business content. Now he has things like Tea with Gary Vee. Joe Rogan created the Joe Rogan Experience, a specific format that people knew exactly what to expect from. Long-form conversation, specific setup, consistent delivery, 4 hours worth of interviews. The format creates the expectation. Random posts may get random results, but formats build networks. The smartest creators aren't just building networks on one platform. They're programming across multiple platforms like a media company with different channels. As social media creators get more and more sophisticated, they start to view their YouTube as their HBO, their premium content for their most engaged audiences. Instagram becomes their lifestyle network for those moments that are behind the scenes or their personal connections. Their TikTok becomes their experimental lab. They test new ideas, they reach totally new audiences. And here's the crazy part. They're doing this with teams of 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10 people, while traditional networks need hundreds or thousands of employees. They're faster, more responsive, and more profitable per viewer than traditional television. Here's what traditional TV never understood. They were never really in the television business. They were in the attention business. Networks made money by capturing attention and selling it to advertisers. The shows were just the bait. The real product was your eyeballs. But in TV land, attention was controlled by a handful of executives in corner offices. They decided what got made, when it aired, who got to be on screen. If you wanted access to that attention, you had to go through them. Social media changed all of that. Now, attention isn't controlled by gatekeepers. It's a currency that anyone can mine directly. Think about the economics here. A traditional TV show might reach millions of viewers, and that talent gets a fraction of the advertising revenue after the network, the production company, the agents, and then everybody takes their cut. Meanwhile, a creator with 1 million followers can monetize that audience directly through sponsorships, products, courses, memberships. They keep a majority of that revenue instead of getting table scraps. But here's the part that really breaks the old mold. Geography doesn't matter anymore. Traditional TVs were originally bound by licensing deals and distribution agreements. Even if a show aired nationally, international viewers often had to wait months or never got access at all. On social media platforms, your content is global by default. A creator in their bedroom can have viewers in 150 countries with no distribution deals, no international licensing, and no geographical limitations. The real game changer isn't just about reach or money though. It's about the relationship itself. Traditional TV was always one-way broadcasting. Stars talked at their audience through a screen. Social TV is a two-way conversation that builds deeper connections than any traditional network ever could. When a creator responds to comments, goes live, or DMs back, you feel like you actually know them. This creates something that traditional TV never had: real trust. You trust your favorite creator's product recommendations more than a celebrity endorsement because you feel like they're talking directly with you, not just performing for a camera, even if they are. Traditional TV personalities have reach, but creator networks have trust. And in the economy where everyone's trying to sell you something, trust wins every time. Plus, creators get instant feedback. They know what works because their audience tells them immediately, for good or for bad. Traditional TV shows used to take months to get ratings data, but creators know within a few hours or in a couple days if something's resonating. That allows them to pivot faster, adapt quicker, and stay more relevant. So now that you understand the shift, the question becomes, how do you actually think like a network instead of just a creator posting at random? It starts with the fundamental mindset change. You're not creating posts anymore, you're programming a channel. So if you're a fitness expert, you don't need to post a different kind of video every time just to stay relevant. Instead, you want to build signature content formats, repeatable concepts that become your shows. Maybe it's celebrity workout breakdowns where you analyze how stars train, or myth-busting TikTok trainers where you debunk common fitness advice on social media, or they're transformational stories where you're taking your clients from X to Y and everything they did in between to make that happen. Each format has its own style, its own tone, its own structure, and your audience knows what to expect when it shows up in their feed. The goal is consistency in format, not necessarily a topic. When your content has a structure and rhythm, it becomes recognizable. Random posts get random results, but formats is how you build networks. You have advantages that traditional TV never had. Direct relationships with your audience, global reach from day one, opportunities for multiple revenue streams, instant feedback, and the ability to pivot and adapt in real time. You can move faster because you don't need committee approval for every decision. You can be authentic because there's no corporate filter between you and your ideas. Every major media company started with one person, one idea, one show. Disney started with Walt Disney making cartoons in his garage. CNN started with Ted Turner believing that there was an audience for 24-hour news. Your personal TV network starts the same way with you, your expertise, and one strong format that people can count on. You don't need a studio to start thinking like a network. You just need to stop thinking like someone who posts content and start thinking like someone who programs shows. Pick one format, one recurring series that could showcase your expertise in a consistent way. Master that before you try programming your entire network. The tools are in your hands, and the future of media is personal networks. And that future is happening right now. Social media isn't social media anymore. It's personal television. Start programming yours today. If you like this video and want to learn more about building your personal brand, watch this one next.